recovering from autistic burnout. This feels like the phase of my life that I'm in right now, and it's a very fallow phase. It's lots of just sitting here in a chair or on the ground or in a hammock or I guess going for a walk every once in a while, but like taking it really easy. Like I tried joining my brother at CrossFit a few times, and I don't know, just like the music and the intensity and like the pushing my body, it was just, yeah, my body was all beat up afterwards, and my mind was like racing. I was just like, whoa, this is a lot of stimulation. So yeah, that's just like kind of coming back into myself after 30 plus years of not doing that very much, of feeling like I have to maintain this mask of I'm being this person in the world, and I'm competent, and I'm on time, and I have executive function. And uh, it just got to a point where I was like, whoa, I'm kind of tired now. I'm, I'm kind of, I want to slow down. I want to be able to just close my eyes sometimes and not maintain like constant eye contact. Uh, yeah, my mom really drilled into me as a kid, like eye contact. And like neither one of us knew at the time about autism. So yeah, I was just like, oh, I'm just bad at eye contact. Weird. Guess I should just try staring people down. uh, and now I'm like a lot more comfortable being like, oh, okay, like I'm actually pretty good at eye contact. Like when the other person's talking, I can make eye contact, and then when I'm talking, I feel like I get like overstimulated by eye contact, and so I just won't make as much eye contact when I'm talking, so that way I can like stay focused on whatever I'm saying, uh, and then once I'm done, I'll switch back to eye contact, and it's like this little dance that my system has to play in order to maintain some degree of boundaries, like some degree of separateness. Otherwise, it just feels like this like really deep merge with the other person, and like sometimes I wanna be me more. I want more me in the conversation. So yeah, that's been a big thing with this burnout, is just like kind of coming back into what it's like to be me and settling into my body and into my voice. Like my voice has been dropping more from my head into my belly, and that's been a really nice experience. It's still a little lopsided, like I still feel like my voice occupies more of the right side of my body than the left side. And I've been learning like, oh, actually there's like more lobes in the right side of the lungs than in the left side. And the heart takes up space on the left side as well. And tension can get held in the left side because of the vagus nerve going through the left side, and the parasympathetic nerve. Like there's just so much information around just like why my body feels the way it does, but it's interesting for me to be more aware of it now, and to use it as like a calibration, where I'm just like, it's almost like a compass, like a body compass, and I'm moving through space and time, and like just this, speaking right now and feeling how my voice lands in my body, and being like, oh, that's kind of nice, or oh, that's kind of like way over in this corner. Like, what does that mean? It doesn't need to mean anything, but it is information. And so just like learning to take that information in like slowly and then metabolize it, and be like, I kind of tend to prefer to like have my voice feel more balanced. Like I prefer having my voice feel more fully resonating through my whole body. And so when I notice that it is kind of getting lopsided, then I'll kind of slow down a bit, and I'll be like, you know, where where in my system is this lopsidedness coming from? Like, how do I, you know, just try some different things to see if I can bring some more balance back into my voice, into my presence. Uh, and that's been really good in this burnout because I didn't used to give myself so much time to do that. It was just like so outward focused, so outward, you know, like keeping up appearances, keeping up, uh, with other people's pacing. Like other people just seem to move a little faster than I like to move. Uh, and so I would try to keep up with them. And now I'm learning that actually I kind of like the pace that I move at, and other people sometimes like the pace that I move at too. And I can just kind of like hold that vibe, and then the people who are attracted to that vibe can come and hang out with me. And I've just been finding that to be like a way more pleasant way to operate through the world, of just being like, oh, okay, like sometimes I can join other people in their vibe. Like, sure, like if I have the energy, if I feel like it, I'll join them in their vibe. But most of the time, I can just be hanging out in my vibe and enjoying my vibe and being like, yeah, if you want to hang out in this vibe too, cool. But like, this is the vibe. I'm not really planning on changing it up for some other vibe. Uh, yeah. I was talking to my ex about this as well, because like we've both been kind of developing this capacity in ourselves since we've separated, uh, to hold our vibe in more context around more people. Uh, and uh, yeah, it does feel kind of like gravity or something, where it's just like we'll be doing nothing and then it'll attract people to that kind of nothing vibe, like that quiet vibe. Uh, and uh, I think that's pretty cool. I think that's something that I kind of dismissed in my own vibe for a long time. I dismissed the fact that other people might like it. I kind of was just like, oh, I'm weird. Oh, I'm quiet. Oh, I'm slow. Uh, that's a problem. And now I'm like, oh, I'm quiet and slow, and I like it. Uh, it's a little bit like being like a sloth, just being unhurried, uh, just being okay with moving at a glacial pace. And then other times picking up the pace. Sometimes I can move quite fast. Uh, I feel like when I'm kind of in my zone, uh, I feel like I'm kind of going slow. But then when other people see me, they're just like, oh, wow, you're doing a lot. And I'm like, oh, am I doing a lot? I hadn't noticed. I'm just kind of in my flow, in my zone. Uh, yeah. Yeah, I've been giving myself way more time to do that lately. Been really fortunate lately. I've been taking some time away from work uh, to kind of recover from this burnout, uh, and just like really focus on health, diet, slowness, relationships, and then yeah, a little bit of building. Like I can't help myself. I love to build stuff. So lately, I've been building software, uh, building kind of my vision for the future of the internet. And it's been nice because it's like this this vibe coded fever dream where I'm just like, let me just reinvent the whole internet according to my values and principles, and best practices as according to whatever the AI agent's feedback gives me back. So, uh, actually, like a lot of good knowledge and information. Like it can generate a lot of documents and charts and graphs and checklists, and then have the AI agent actually build those things. And so I've been building something. I'm debating if I want to share it. I'll share it. It's called XNet. It's xnet.fyi. I'm not exactly sure how I came up with that name, but it's been sticking, so that's what it is. And yeah, it's been fun to just like work on this and to kind of just like get all of my ideas out of my head and either into documents or into actually like fully working prototypes. And yeah, it just feels nice to be like, okay, like what would a more stakeholder aligned internet look like, where you don't have uh, kind of large corporations controlling the flow of data, where the data flows like water and it's still encrypted, like you still have control and permissioning and ownership over it, uh, but it's interoperable and it moves between systems and it works locally, but it also kind of works collaboratively, so you can have Google Docs style live collaboration when you are online, but when you're offline, it still works. And so, kind of like adding all of these kind of properties and features to the domain of the internet and saying like, okay, how would this compose? How would I build up my own little personal dashboard? Uh, a bird just flew against my window. Kind of just did like a little like wall ride, honestly. Like it didn't slam into the window, it just like tapped its feet on the window and then flew away. It was pretty cool. Mm. So yeah, I've been building that, and it's been this way of like getting this creative energy out of me, because like normally I'd be like starting a startup or a foundation, community space, uh, making some kind of art or something. And right now I've just been having so little energy. And so like having the AI agents around has been really nice, because I can just be like, "Oh, like I want to explore this idea, but I don't really have a ton of energy to go super deep on it right now. So could you go deep on it and give me back a document?" And then I get back the document. I'm like, "Oh, okay, this is pretty cool. Like, why don't you go ahead and implement it?" And then I'm just like, "Okay, like let's see if it integrates with the rest of everything." So just kind of building out this system that allows me to build more and more. Uh, and yeah, now I've got like a little like workflow that's been working for me. And yeah, I'm really curious what other people think about like what the internet could be like, uh, if it was kind of designed by all of us. Because for me, that's this kind of this dream that I have of like what would the internet look like if the stakeholders, the people who used it, were the ones who actually had kind of control over the data flow and over the shape of the interfaces and like ownership over the actual data. Like, like what if you owned your actual Google and Facebook and X and OpenAI data? Uh, what if that actually was like your data, and then all of these services were like lenses or kind of views or applications that ran on top of your data, but they didn't actually like take your data. They didn't actually like own it, and they couldn't like sell it to data brokers, or like it would be frowned upon. uh, yeah, it's like a different paradigm for how information flows. Uh, and I guess I just really like exploring that paradigm. Like, I feel like Web3 kind of explored that, and crypto kind of explored that, but there was like this really strong emphasis on the kind of primitives of cryptography and blockchain and all that sort of stuff. And so it, like, I never saw like a cohesive vision of all of these pieces working together. Uh, and so that's what I've been trying to prototype, is basically just like what happens if I just like explore each one of these pieces as like just like a core problem of like data synchronization or uh, data validation and schemas and like migrations between versions and having lenses that can transform that data so that way older versions of a schema can work with newer versions of a schema. Um, like a lot of stuff from local first actually, like Ink and Switch, they're really cool. They basically wrote the local first paper and coined the term local first. Uh, and I feel like they've been like thinking kind of the most critically about this problem of like how do we make the internet feel more more like a personal computer. And it's like a personal computer that we're hanging out with everybody in the world on. uh, and To me, that's just like that just seems really cool because I'm I'm biased towards technology. Like I'm quite in technology, but I'm also biased towards like regenerating the planet. And I've spent quite a lot of time in nature and with people who are like way more in tune with nature than I am. And I'm just like, oh yeah, like I'd like to live in a food forest. I'd like to be consistently like regenerating the planet and living in community and living in spaces that feel connected to the earth and to life and to the animals and to biology. Like to me, this just feels like uh, when I was living on the island in the Azores, uh, I had this experience of like going into my backyard and having all this wildlife, the birds, the bees, the plants, the just like there's like grass, but it was like wild grass. It was like so thick and like full of vines and other stuff, and just ground cover, uh, and it just felt so alive, like just ridiculously alive, and it felt like I was tapping in to this kind of biological substrate of information. Uh, so it was almost like having like nanobots or something, if we're getting super tech nerdy. Uh, but the nanobots were just like they'd evolved over millions of years all around me, and they would respond to my presence. Like I could lie on the grass and I could have like ants walk over me and like in a little way like clean up a little bit of the crap on my body. The ants are pretty good at like noticing something that's like I could get rid of that and then clean it up. But other times I could be like I could put out a bit of an energy of like I don't really feel like having ants like walk over my body, and the ants would like mostly ignore me. And it was just like really nice to notice this like relationship with the world and how like the plants and the animals and the insects and like everything was responding to real subtle inputs, like really subtle information. And I could participate in that, but I had to slow down. I had to slow way, way down. And I had to be just like really curious and like listen and like just like hang out there with all of that life and just be like, what's going on? Like, how can I participate in this cycle? And then it would just let me in. It would just be like, here, like you're participating right now. Like no matter what you're doing, you're participating. And if you don't like the way you're participating right now, you can change, and we can show you what that's like too. uh, so yeah, I'm really kind of quite enamored by this idea of what if technology starts to meet nature a bit more, and what if humanity starts to be able to kind of play with technology more? Like what if technology is like Legos? Like this is really what I'm trying to build with XNet is like, what is the like Lego feeling like building block of the internet, uh, where you can just move data around and it feels easy. It feels like water, just like flowing through pipes. And the kind of the frameworks and the building blocks are like soil, and you can just grow whatever idea you want in it, and it can grow next to other people's ideas, and there's not a problem. It's not like you need multiple apps and each app is its own bespoke little thing. Um, so anyway, this is an idea I have. This is a thing I'm playing with. It's still very much a prototype, but I'd love feedback or thoughts or what have you uh, on all of that. Yeah, thank you. Ciao.